Hello everyone, I'm Mihoko. Let's enjoy Japanese culture in a fun and easy way. In this video, I'll introduce two stories from Konjaku Monogatari, a classic Japanese collection of tales compiled in the early 12th century during the late Heian period. If you'd like to learn more about it, please check out this video. The first story was written from a moral perspective, aiming to teach important life lessons. The second story is about something people in the Heian period feared deeply. What were they so afraid of? Through these stories, I hope you'll gain a deeper understanding of Japanese history and culture. Please enjoy. Today in Nagano Prefecture, there is a small station called Obasute Station. As trains pass through this area, passengers can enjoy one of Japan's three most scenic train views. At night, the lights of the valley create a magical world. Around the station, beautiful terraced rice fields stretch across the hills, producing a traditional Japanese rural scenery. It is a place of remarkable beauty and tranquility. And yet, this peaceful landscape is also connected to a much darker story, a legend that has been told for generations. In the days when Nagano Prefecture was known as the land of Shinano, there was a district called Sarashina. There, a man lived with his elderly aunt. She was his mother's sister, and he cared for her as if she were his own mother. But his wife disliked his aunt. She acts like a mother-in-law, she complained. And look at her, bent and twisted. Please don't say such things, the man replied. I don't want to hear it. But day after day, she continued. She is mean and unpleasant. I can't stand her. I wish she were gone. Little by little, the man's heart began to change. He grew distant, though he never truly meant to. As the years went by, the aunt grew older and older. Her back bent so deeply that she seemed folded in two. The wife's hatred grew stronger and stronger. Finally, one day, she said, "Take her into the mountains and leave her there." The man was shocked and taken aback. He felt sorry for his aunt, but his wife would not stop. She kept pressuring him, and he finally gave in. On the night of August 15th, under a full moon, he said to his aunt, "There's a special Buddhist service at the mountain temple tonight. I'll take you there." "How wonderful," she said, smiling. "I would love to go." He carried her on his back and climbed deep into the mountains, higher and higher, until they reached a place where she could never find her way home. He set her down, and then he ran. "Wait! Where are you going? Don't leave me here!" Her voice echoed in the mountains, but he did not answer. He did not look back. He ran all the way home. That night, he could not sleep. What have I done? She lived with me for so many years. She was like my own mother. The moonlight filled the room. Memories returned one after another. He wept, and at last he composed a poem. 我が心、慰めかねつ、さらしなや、おばすて山に、照る月を見て。My heart cannot find any peace. Ah, here in Sarashina, gazing at the moon shining over Mount Obasute. Obasute literally means abandoning an old woman. He could not bear it. He ran back into the mountains, climbing once more to the place he had left her. There he found her. She clung to him weeping. I was so scared. I'm sorry, he said in tears. I'm so sorry. He brought her home. Since then, he once again began to care for her with all his heart. This story teaches us something. Don't let others lead you into doing wrong. Even now, such things may still happen. From that time on, the mountain came to be known as Obasute Yama, the mountain where the order abandoned. Legends like this can be found in many parts of Japan. However, there are no historical records to suggest that abandoning the elderly was ever an actual custom. Although the details differ, many of these stories have a happy ending. They are often understood as moral tales that teach us to respect and care for the elderly. The legend of Obasute has inspired many poets. Among them was the famous haiku poet Uemura Shoen. He was deeply moved by the quiet beauty of the legend, the loneliness beneath the moon, and the idea that even in solitude, one might not be truly alone. He visited Chorakuji Temple in the Obasute district. By then, Obasute had become a popular spot for viewing the beautiful moon. Gazing at the moon, he composed a haiku. Basho imagined that abandoned woman from the legend, not as completely alone, but accompanied by the moon. 面影や、おば一人なく、月の友。Her image remains. The old woman is not alone. The moon, her companion. In the Heian period, people deeply feared invisible forces such as spirits. One of the most famous stories of a living spirit appears in the tale of Genji, the world's oldest surviving novel. Lady Rokujo, a noble woman whose love for Hikaru Genji turns into deep resentment after being neglected, is overwhelmed by jealousy. Her spirit leaves her body without her conscious intent and torments Genji's official wife, Lady Aoi. Aoi was pregnant but died suddenly after giving birth to a son, haunted by Lady Rokujo's living spirit. To Heian people, this was not just fiction. It reflected real fears about the hidden emotions of the human heart. With that word of belief in mind, let's move to another story of a living spirit from Omi. Long ago, a low-ranking man set out from the capital, Kyoto, heading toward Mino and Owari. I'll leave at dawn. At first he had planned, but he grew impatient. Why wait? I'll go now. So he left in the middle of the night. After walking for a while, he reached a crossroads. There he saw a woman. She stood alone, holding up the hem of her bluish kimono. Strange, he thought. A woman alone at this hour? That can't be right. There must be a man nearby. He tried to pass her quickly. At that moment, the woman called out, "Excuse me, where are you going?" The man stopped a little reluctantly. "I'm heading toward Mino and Owari." "I see. You must be in a hurry." She stepped closer. "But please, I have something very important to ask." "What is it?" he replied. "I'm looking for the residence of Minbuno-tayu, the minister of the people. I've lost my way. Would you please take me there?" The man frowned. "How did you end up here?" "That house is far from this place." "I'm in a hurry. I can't take you there." But the woman would not give up. "Please, it's very important. I must go there. I beg you." Again and again, she pleaded. "All right," the man sighed. "You are persistent enough." At last he gave in. "I'll take you there." "Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful." She smiled and followed behind him. As they walked together, the man began to feel uneasy. There is something strange about her, he thought. No, it's probably just my imagination. He continued on. At last, they reached the residence. "That's the gate," he said. "This is the place you are looking for." The woman bowed deeply. "You've gone out of your way for me. I truly thank you." Then she added, "I'm the daughter of a man from a village in Omi. If you ever pass nearby, please visit me. There are things I'd like to tell you." And then she vanished before his eyes. "What?" The man froze. The gate was closed. There was nowhere she could have gone. His hair stood on end. What just happened? He couldn't move. Suddenly, from inside the house came loud cries. People were shouting, crying. What's going on? He listened carefully. Someone has died. When dawn broke, he stopped a servant he knew at the house. "Hey, what happened here early this morning?" The servant answered. The master of this house had a wife living in Omi. He claimed that she had become a living spirit and was possessing him. He had been suffering because of it for several days. A living spirit? Yes, the master said it appeared this morning. And just like that, he suddenly died. So, a living spirit can actually kill people? Hearing this, the man felt a sharp pain in his head. That woman was very happy because She came here to do this? A chill ran down his spine. He abandoned his journey and returned home. 2 days later, however, he set out east once again. When he passed near the place the woman had mentioned, he thought, was she telling the truth? He went to the location she had given him. The house was there. He told his story to a female servant at the house. After hearing him, she seemed convinced and led him inside. From behind a bamboo blind, the same woman appeared. I'll never forget how grateful I was that night, she said softly. She served him a meal and gave him silk and cloth. Though the man was deeply afraid, he accepted the gift and set off again for the eastern provinces. Thus it is said, a living spirit is not merely a soul wandering unseen. It can also appear clearly before people's eyes in human form. This woman had once been taken as a wife by the minister of the people in Omi. In those days, men of high rank often took multiple wives besides their principal one. However, when his service in Omi ended and he returned to the capital, he abandoned her. From her deep hatred, she became a living spirit and killed him. And so people say, when a woman's heart is filled with resentment, it becomes a truly terrifying thing. This is the end of the 2 stories from Konjaku Monogatari. Thank you for watching.